Друзья, привет! Видео интересное попалось на канале Wrong Way. 21 полезный гаджет и устройство для моноколесника. Давайте смотреть.
Hi, and welcome to Wrong Way. And today we're going to talk about 21
Всем привет, добро пожаловать на канал Wrong Way.
accessories or gear for
Сегодня мы поговорим про 21 аксессуар или устройство, гаджет
electric unicycle riders.
для моноколесника.
So in this video, I have my room full of stuff here. We will talk about stuff that is in general
Сегодня в моей комнате куча всего. Я подготовил тут все гаджеты. Комната забита.
useful for people that ride electric wheels. I'll try
Забита полезными штуками для моноколесников.
to make this video as short and punchy and information-packed as possible. The things I will mention
Я постараюсь сделать это видео как можно короче, сжать всю информацию. Но видео вот у нас сейчас 30 минут, поэтому наливайте чайку.
let's get it started. And the first thing is the Firesak.
И первая штука это у нас Firesak.
Now, this is a big bag to protect your home from a electric unicycle fire. Now,
Это огромная сумка для защиты вашей квартиры, вашего дома от пожара, если моноколесо загорится.
depending on which EUC you have, so this bag was sent to me for free. I do not have any affiliations yet with this company. This company was started by Ryan from Ginger on Wheels. Firesak is also making additional videos to show that they actually would.
В общем, туда ставится колесо, специальная ткань, которая не горит. Здесь вот выход у нас есть для зарядки, можно воткнуть зарядку, заряжать.
Press a fire from 2 packs of Got Away batteries. This was just like published.
Вот у них видео есть, как они тестировали. Сейчас еще раз посмотрим.
Actually would suppress a fire from 2 packs of Got Away batteries.
Батарейки они поджигали, видите, оно выдержало. Даже взрыв был, она не порвалась и внутри прогорела. Это отверстие еще, наверное, от давления. Если загорается, взрывается батарейка, там создается давление, чтобы не разорвало этот мешок, эту сумку. Там вот это окошечко маленькое. Вот это вот. Туда все давление выходит.
Of Got Away batteries. This was just like published yesterday or today. In general, it's just a thing where you would put your EUC inside when you're traveling, or you can just like, put it over the EUC while you
Ну так колесо туда внутрь кладете или сверху на колесо надеваете.
have it at home. And then if something were to happen, you can just grab by those straps on this side here, and you can yeet this thing outside.
Еще ручки есть для транспортировки. Ну, либо выкинуть, если загорелось, да, можно куда-то в безопасное место выкинуть за эти ручки. Либо транспортировать, но не знаю, как-то сомнительно. И так неудобно, если вот такое огромное колесо, а тут сумки за ручки.
In a car. The Firesak ranges from $130 to $150 depending on the size. There's 3 sizes: small, medium, and large. So depending.
Есть разные размеры, маленький, средний, большой. Пока Firesak доступен только в USA. Цена на него от $150. Вторая штука — Smoke Alarm, датчик дыма.
So I have a smoke alarm right over my electric unicycles. It's just like an auto.
Вот он ставит датчик дыма под моноколесами, где они у него стоят, заряжаются.
Alarm, very cheap. You can get one of those that are also Wi-Fi connected.
Это не специально для моноколеса, это продается там во многих магазинах.
I'll get one of those. Just make sure that if something happens, you are notified and you can do something.
Если что-то случится, то ты будешь предупрежден. Если, не дай бог, дым пойдет с колеса, загорится оно, то ты услышишь сигнал, как система предупреждения, чтобы спасти жизнь. Номер 3 это у нас насос.
It's very useful just to have a pump at home. Now, this is my regular pump I bought at Lidl for like a discounted price. But you can also get one of those, Xiaomi pumps or whatever Speedy Feed is selling. A bit more difficult access to your valve. You can also get one of those. This is a valve extender.
Если сложно к соску, к пипке подлезть, то вот есть такой переходничок.
Next thing I wanted to show you guys is this 4-light backpack.
Четвертая вещь у нас 4-light Illuminate Backpack. Светящийся или отражающий рюкзак.
And this is a Swedish backpack. And the special, the zipper is just so hard to close. That's one thing I don't like about it. Is that by using this magnetic thing here, you can put it here, and you have light. So it has lights both on the straps and also an additional red light in the back. Now it's really cool, and I think that's a very cool option. However, this backpack is pretty expensive, and I don't know honestly if it's worth the price. I think that the lights are really great on it, but for me it just doesn't work so well with the backpack function, with this thing here, the zipper being very tight, and in general the compartments inside are just like, there's another compartment that you can put in, and you can store your laptop in there, but I don't like this
Ну, типа много места. Единственное, говорит, замок туго очень застегивается, расстегивается.
General feeling of the rubber in here, and yeah, just usually when I put my hand in, it's just not that comfortable with those straps. And it also it's very waterproof because it has this almost like.
Плюс этот рюкзак еще влагозащитный, с ним можно по дождикам ездить.
Waterproof zipper, and then to close it fully, you can access this valve and then get smaller. So yeah, it looks really cool. I love the lighting aspect of it. Would I get one? Probably too expensive. It's available. Link
Стоит около 180 евро.
below. Shift 7 sent me out this one just to check out. Yeah, this is the 4-light Illumine backpack if you want to get one of those. Staying with the topic of backpacks, here's number 5. This is my Boblbee backpack.
Так, следующая штука, Point 65 Bubble GT. Что это такое?
I got this used off of Aliexpress, which is a sort of like an eBay here. 5. This is my Boblbee backpack. I got this used.
Это тоже у нас получается рюкзак.
Used off of Aliexpress, which is a sort of like an eBay here in Poland. This is still called the Boblbee Megalopolis, I think, but now it's called the .65 Boblbee GT or GTX backpack. So these are also pretty expensive, right? Ranging from like $200, $300 and up. But
Это стоит 200-300 долларов.
But these backpacks do have a hard shell on the back, and as you can see here, protected me many times against falls. So,
Он имеет жесткий корпус, как видите.
and as you can see here, protected me.
Он его уже спас несколько раз. Это когда на спину падаешь, чтобы ни спину не поцарапать, защитить, ну, вообще тело. Здесь вот жесткий такой корпус этого рюкзака. И получается, он принимает удар на себя.
Many times against falls. So this is the 25-liter version, and it's relatively spacious, and you can even like expand it. So it's one of the only backpacks where
Ну, вот он раз открывается еще, сюда можно больше засунуть.
really easily a helmet, like a full-fledged motorcycle helmet.
Сюда, говорит, шлем залазит без проблем.
That fits in, and in general the quality is nice, but with this one, maybe because it's like an older one already, it's a bit ripped and torn apart. It's a bit of a heavy backpack, so you will feel it on your back, but especially for like faster riding, it's pretty cool to have one of those. And pretty much at this point you can also take out.
Для быстрых покатушек прям очень полезная вещь. Для защиты прям, ну, хорошо спину защищает, позвоночник.
The back protector of your jacket, because this acts as a back protector. I've also made a separate video. Number 6 on the list is none
Гаджет номер 6 это Insta360 ONE X2.
other than the Insta360 ONE X2 camera. How cool you are while riding off-road or just gliding through the city, this is the best camera for it. So you buy it, essentially you should get it with this Insta360 pole or any other pole, preferably not me.
В общем, она снимает 360 градусов, она обрезает сама монопод автоматически. И потом можно клевые видосики, там 360 градусов поворачивать.
That you can use with this camera, cool. And then you can just glide around and record your footage in 360. Then it looks pretty much like a drone hovering around you. The biggest downside with this camera is that you can stretch out the lenses, which I did here. So typically it's better to get it with a sort of like protection plan. And here, my Insta1 X that I had before, same issue. So it makes some pretty great footage. Maybe it's not as high resolution as a GoPro, you know, Hero camera, but it does catch every angle at any time when you're.
Ну да, типа есть камеры, там картинка, разрешение покруче, GoPro, там еще какие-то, но у них нету обзора на 360 градусов, то есть только в одну сторону, куда ты повернешь. А здесь она снимает 360, ты потом на монтаже можешь на себя направить, можешь куда-то в сторону, можешь вперед. Ну, прикольная, интересная штука такая.
Riding. So if you see anybody riding with a camera like this on a group ride, high chance it's a Insta360 ONE X2. My friends that bought it, cheers to you, they're really happy with it. Now we move on to more of the accessories that I have on my veteran Sherman. Number 7 on this list is this Arc.
Так, седьмой гаджет, это у нас фонарь Arctic V3 Aliexpress Light.
Big V3 light, or basically a light. So I got it actually used here locally in Poland, and this light is really awesome because it doesn't blind others. So the stock light of the Sherman, yes, it's pretty robust and probably even more robust than this one, but it just blinds others when you're riding in the night. And with this one, this has a totally different beam.
Короче, хорошая фара, фонарик прям адский. Прям, ну, видно, что хорошо очень светит, лучше стокового.
And you can use it pretty well in your day-to-day and night-to-night scenarios in the city. So the cool thing about it is also, let's see. Can I turn it on? Let's see. No. Stop mode. So you have this mode and the other mode, which is usually the other one is the strobe. So 20 and 20 watts. You shouldn't go above that. Even if you buy a different light than this one, if it has like a nice beam, then it's worth it to get over the stock Sherman light. Light, I have a LED ring, which is really awesome. Finally, I can go to the park, ride slowly and not annoy anyone.
Короче, фонарь, пушка, светит жестко, разные режимы есть. В общем, огонь.
It also has the main beam, and as you can see, I think it shouldn't blind you. And now Oh wait, just a bit higher. Should. But yeah, I can see actually on the camera that it shouldn't be blinding you. As you can see here, the beam is very broad and it's cut off from the top. Yeah, I think that's a really cool. Oh, now I probably blinded you for a second. So,
И сверху какой-то ограничитель или что есть, то есть он не слепит ни пешеходов, ни водителей.
a really cool investment for the veteran Sherman. And again, daytime running light too. It costs around $30, $40 on Aliexpress, so it's not that expensive. Actually cheaper than the stock light of the Sherman.
Так, номер 8. Gaciron W10BS. Что это такое? Давайте посмотрим.
On the list is this Gaciron. Are you on? Yes. W10BS light, and this is a light you can use on
Фонарик.
pretty much all of your electric unicycles.
Габаритный фонарик.
The very cool thing about it is that it's activated by like movement. I don't know, maybe mine is just a bit discharged. No.
Прикольно, что он активируется от движения. То есть останавливаешься, поставил, он сам отключился. Во время движения он сам включается автоматически.
You're fine. Yeah, you're fine. It's activated by movement, and it also has a brake function. That's really awesome. That's a game changer.
И у него есть функция торможения. Прикольно.
It's so visible. It's much more visible than the stock light.
То есть, как я понял, он не подключен к колесу, там никак, да, он не знает, когда колесо тормозит, как-то сам, видимо, датчики какие-то есть. То есть и на движение он включается, плюс функция торможения, когда тормозишь, он загорается. Когда едешь, он моргает, видимо, как я понял, а когда тормозишь, он горит как стопарь, как тормоз.
On the Sherman, and you pretty much forget that you have it on your wheel. It just turns on by itself, it turns off by itself, and it also has a light sensor. So now it's on, and if I cover the light sensor, it's blinking. But if it notices that it's very bright outside, then this usual blinking will turn off, and only the brake function.
И еще есть датчик освещения, то есть днем он, видимо, не работает. Плюс настраивать можно, чтобы он моргал и так далее, разные режимы.
Will be activated. It's really awesome. Sadly, I guess the only drawback is that you need to like screw it off and then you need to charge it because it's a separate thing.
Легко снимается, то есть мы крепление каждый раз не снимаем, а он просто с крепления снимается и ставится на зарядку. Тоже прикольно, удобно.
Here you see, and it has sadly USB, micro USB instead of.
И у него обычный микро USB вход, просто втыкаем, заряжаем.
USB-C. But nevertheless, if your electric unicycle has a pretty crappy taillight, this is the best light in my opinion that you can get for it. Price of this light is around, I think, $30, something like that. But it's pretty robust aluminum structure and the additional mounts. Like here I have the handlebar mount, but there's also like a saddle mount, I think. I think that's a really good option. And still staying on the topic of lighting.
9. ShredLights.
ShredLights. Now, I also already did a video about ShredLights, so you can check that out in the link in the description. There's also an affiliate link and a discount code, 5%, 10% off, I think, your order. So these lights, especially the front lights, I use quite a bit. This is the SL1000. I typically put it with this GoPro mount onto my helmet. My helmet has a GoPro sticker on top.
Тоже фонарики габаритные, ночью, чтобы тебя видно было, обозначивать себя. Прикольно, что у них крепление есть как у GoPro, то есть можно на шлем зацепить и так далее.
And that's pretty much the only helmet light I use. Sometimes I also put it on EUCs here in the front, like I do on the Kingsong S20, because the Kingsong S20 has just blinding lights in the front, really bad. They also have this handlebar mount, so I can just easily put it on there. And they also have these SL300s, which are like blinky lights. You can see those are on El Unicycle's wheel, front and back. There's also some adhesive mounts you can put on the EUC if you want to mount them like directly here. All of them are now USB-C, really.
Это отдельно еще вот есть, это вот про этот он рассказывал. Здесь есть наперед, назад еще дополнительно.
Awesome, all of them are waterproof. They can also take a.
Они водостойкие.
Typically, I also don't use this red light as a tail light because they're really blinding, really bright. Even the
очень яркие.
Brightness setting is very bright. But if you go on the street, I will put this onto my helmet so cars will know that I'm there. Next thing on my list is what I have here, and this.
10. Nylonove педали плюс кинетическая система.
This is the new Kinetic system by Nylonove, which is a set of side pads and actually also the foot plates. So the foot plates here have sort of like have teeth in here, and then this goes perfectly into the pad, so you can still close the pedal, which is really cool if you trolley the wheel lateral.
Получается педали Nylonove и вот такая штука, которая их фиксирует.
Around stores a lot, or if you just want to put it into a trunk or
легко выдвигается.
Or into a train. And even without this system, with this like bite system, what it's called, these pads are by far the best pads I've ever tried. So let me show you here. These pads are modular. These pads are modular, so you can actually select what is the angle that you want on those.
Получается педалька, плюс это у нас подушки, упоры, и у них есть вот это крепление сразу же в упорах.
Pads, and yeah.
Специально, но это к этим именно педалям, вот оно держит.
It's just really awesome how, you know.
Плюс эти упоры, они регулируются.
Customizable they are. Also with the back pad, you can do the same. They also have a bigger
Можешь наклеить, как тебе удобно, под тебя, под твои ноги.
And smaller size for these, so if you have a smaller wheel, you can change, then you can buy a smaller size for the back pad. But those will make you feel so good on the wheel. I really enjoy riding a Sherman now a lot more since I've changed to...
Короче, на Sherman прям must have, удобно очень, говорит, штука.
Those pads. But when it comes to Nylonove foot plates, always a good recommendation. Best foot plates, in my opinion, on the market to get for your EUC. When
Педальки, говорит, офигенные, рекомендую.
it comes to price, I think the Nylonove are
Педали что-то около 280 евро, и на упоры пока еще цены нету.
$100, so it is a bit expensive. And by far the ones that I was using before the most were the torque pads. I'm not sure if they're still in business, but for a long time this was my favorite. Now this is by far.
У меня были типа такие штуки, но теперь мне больше нравятся вот такие.
My favorite. I will also do a side pad comparison in the future, also with the new Grizzly XL pads. Next up on the list are foamy bits.
11 Foamy Bits, не знаю, не понял, что это такое, сейчас посмотрим. Ну, короче, лапша, лапшу-то все знают, что такое лапша.
Let's see what they actually are. But putting those on, or just like cutting a bit of a yoga mat, does sometimes help a lot.
Это он клеил от коврика для йоги, отрезал,
With the pain that you have when riding
чтобы ноги не давили.
on UCs, or just gives you just a bit more grip when riding on a veteran Sherman or any other wheel. So putting those on here, or I don't know, also just somewhere in the back to protect your EUC is a cheap and nice way to improve your
Чтобы колесо защитить, чтобы ноги не давило, она типа дешевая.
riding and make your EUC just a bit safer. The price of usually, I don't know, like 3 meters of foamy bit is around like $10, $15, $20, so
Что-то 3 метра, около 10-15 долларов лапши стоит. Так, 12 EUC Clubhouse Stands. Ну, видимо, подставка, да, для моноколеса.
now this one that I have here is a sort of custom made by my friend Michał, and I use it for
Я сам первый раз вот сейчас с вами это видео смотрю, поэтому, видите, я тут угадываю, я его заранее не смотрел, поэтому не удивляйтесь, да, что я тут гадаю, где что. Ладно, продолжаем дальше.
Sherman, because the other two stands I have, which are roll-on stands, are being used by other wheels. They're adjustable, and you just roll your EUC onto it, you turn it off, and that's it. It's so simple.
Подставка, короче, от компании Clubhouse.
They also have a different version. They have a regular stand where you just lift the EUC and put it on there, and they're also adjustable with these knobs, so you can make it
Вот у них разные подставки есть.
fit, you know, from a Kingsong 14D up to a, I don't know, Kingsong 16X or whatever wheel you have at home. There's also a XL version for taller wheels. It doesn't fit my V11 quite well. V11 has a stand anyways, but I guess for the Kingsong S18, this would be still all right. Now this Eco stand costs around €50, so it's not the cheapest, but I guess it's a pretty solid solution. And the UNLS, that's what it's called because I forgot that before, costs around €75 now because it's a discount.
Около 75 евро стоит.
Especially if you have like 2 free EUCs, that's where the problem starts. And if you don't want to use upside down balcony flower pots like I was using for a long time and they just keep on breaking, and this is basically what you need. Number 13 on the list is a new
13 Michelin City Pro 80/90 14. Это покрышка у меня, видимо.
tire. It's the Michelin City Pro 80/90/14.
Ну, говорит, офигенная покрышка. Она мотоциклетная, как я понял. Ну, короче, вообще ему нравится. Офигенная, все классно. Доволен он вообще.
And the City Pro is really awesome. I think Watch Rides can approve that as well. The price of this tire is around €50. I think it's a good investment. Next up on the list, number 14, is
14 XLS Bell. Звоночек, что ли?
a bell. This is a mini XLC bell. There's also some bells that are just meant for like rollerbladers. I just tend to forget to ride with the bell, but when I do ride with it, I'm really happy because I can just easily notify people that are...
Да, прикольно, кстати, удобно. Маленький звоночек на палец надел, и все, ездишь с ним. Если какие-то пешеходы, кто-то раз им позвонил. Он маленький, компактный, прикольно.
And you're just walking casually on bicycle paths. So this is really cool. You can just put it on your finger. You can also put other bells on your finger. You don't have to necessarily have this one, but this is really an awesome accessory. You can also put it on your backpack or somewhere here on your motorcycle jacket. You can also use the bell function on darkness while on the EUC world. You can connect those to your like smartwatch to activate the bell if you like tap once or twice on your smartwatch. Typically, I like the simpler solutions. I would just use this and it.
Ну да, типа есть функция звонка во всяких приложениях, EUC Word,
Darkness бот. Но там надо телефон держать, нажимать там, включать, если заблокируется телефон или экран постоянно, чтобы горел. Ну, не особо удобно. А здесь на палец надел, все, он у тебя всегда на руке, не мешает. Надо, позвонил. Прикольная штука.
Works great. The next thing I wanted to mention is a very recent purchase of mine. It's a couple days old, so it's not really a review.
15. Rev'it Thorium Pants. Видимо, защитные какие-то штаны.
Yet, but I love those pants. These are Rev'it pants. They have hip protection, they have knee protection. This is all level 1, so
Да, у них защита тут везде.
like casual riding. I wouldn't say that's good for like over 40 kilometers an hour. I think it's just great. And just for pants, I actually never had as comfortable pants as those before, especially.
Короче, офигенные, они ему нравятся, очень удобные, плюс защита есть.
That here on the bottom, where the crotch is, there is an additional layer of material, and it's elastic, so it's just really comfortable to sit.
А внутри, снизу, мягкий материал, который тянется, ну, в общем, удобно, крутые штаны.
Ride on it, and when you put them on, they don't look at all like motorcycle pants. They also have some reflectors here in the back, which is really cool.
Есть отражатели на этих штанах, тоже прикольно ночью, чтобы тебя видно было, отражало все.
Yeah, they were pretty expensive, at like $250, but gotta
Так, дороговато, говорит, стоит.
say that these are probably the best pants I've ever had, period. And they're also made out of Cordura, so this is a very durable material, very scratch resistant. Next up on my list is lazy rolling gear.
Так, 16. Lazy Rolling Gear.
I already made, I think, 2 videos about the gear. This is what you typically see EUC riders on Instagram wearing and so on.
Видимо, куртка роллерная какая-то, тоже защитная, ну и для моноколеса подходит.
Now this thing just looks great. Like there's no doubt about it. Lazy rolling
Выглядит типа нормально, круто.
gear is really, you know, tightly fit, almost too tightly sometimes. And I think it looks great when you are wearing it. This jacket also has, you know, reflectors here, so you're better
Тоже есть отражатели на ней.
visible. But typically, I just don't like the quality that much of their products because, for example, here I have the my zipper broke. Other than that,
Карман порвался у него, качество не очень.
this jacket is actually pretty solid. But is it worth the price that they ask for on their site? For like I think 200 euros or
А, ну вот защита спины, да, получается, есть.
something like that. I don't know really. They're very comfy to ride in, especially now I have those level 1 protectors here, but a level 2 back protector. So
Вроде защита локтей, спины есть защита в ней.
I do ride with this thing quite a lot. One thing that I'm missing here though is some chest protection. So that's that. Also have the black on black. I don't know really. They're very comfy
Не знаю, говорит, типа, не стоит того, видимо.
to ride in, especially now I have those level 1 protectors here, but a level 2 back protector. So I do ride with this thing quite a lot. One thing that I'm missing here though is some chest protection.
Нету защиты груди, но, ну, конкретно в этой куртке. Но вообще есть куртка с защитой груди.
Moving on to more gear, this is the armor I typically use
17 Alpine Stars Bionic Tech V2.
on EUC. It's the Alpine Stars Bionic, I think V2. It has a chest protector and all of the protectors
Это у нас получается там защита груди, защита плеч,
are well ventilated. Now, this material is also a bit abrasion resistant.
ну и защита спины.
I don't know how well actually in a crash. So typically in high-speed crashes, I would actually advise you to have a motorcycle jacket instead of this. But for lower speeds, this should be also fine. All of the things here are so well ventilated. It's really awesome for like summer riding. Now, it's also
Ну такая защита для быстрой езды, для экстремальной. Спина, грудь получается защищена, плечи.
like summer riding. Now, it's also not that cheap. I think around 200-300 euro. But in terms of like armor I've tried, this is my favorite. So Alpine Stars Bionic. Purchased myself Alpine Stars.
18 Modica Viper LT.
Really saved me from the 55 km/h fall. Modica Viper LT, I love it, especially for colder conditions. Additional pocket here in the back, lots of
Тоже куртка получается, мотокуртка, да, или как она там? В общем, защитная куртка.
pockets, level 2 protectors. Yeah, this thing is just solid. One thing I wish it would have
Получается защита также спины.
is a zipper or like a elastic band around the bottom, because sometimes air just like coming from the bottom and into the jacket. So yeah, you know, this is still a motorcycle jacket, it's not an EUC jacket. But other than that, I love the quality. I've been really
Спина получается, плечи вроде как, да?
happy with it. So yeah, if you want a sort of winter jacket and maybe early spring, autumn jacket, then yeah, this is pretty awesome. Also has some vents here in the back, vents in the front, it has layers, it has reflectors. Been using it
Тоже отражатели есть, но ночью, чтобы вас видно было.
a ton and still looks mighty decent. The next thing on the list is something that you'll probably
19 Elite Dual Axis наколенники.
see every electric unicycle rider riding with. It's the Liat dual axis knee pads. They're great. They saved me many times, as you can see. Really solid, and yeah, I have pretty much no problems with them whatsoever. One thing I just changed.
Получается, и колено, чуть выше колена защищает, и голень. Плюс это все двигается.
Is that here I drilled an additional hole, thanks Marty back for the tip, and now they just fall down a bit less on my pants. Now, typically you should wear them on your skin, but you know,
удобное, надежное крепление.
In the reality, we just all wear them on pants, so just make sure you put them on tight. They cost around like $80, something like that. Not too bad, and I mean, this is the go-to choice when it comes to electric unicycle riding. Now, if you want to have even more protection, there are braces that you can buy, but I never tried them, so I can't really tell you if it's any good or not. Number 20 on the list, and also a very
Так, номер 20, Broger California, Textile.
recent addition are these Broger shoes. It's a Polish company.
Это ботинки у него.
And they make typically gear for motorcycle riders, like choppers and stuff. But this shoe is pretty awesome.
Для мотоциклистов.
Because it has a nice sole for more grip on your EUC.
Подошва хорошая с зацепом.
And the front is also not too slanted, so it's still comfortable to ride. There's protection here over your toes, on your...
Удобная подошва, мягкая защита вот здесь носка от ударов.
Heels, and overall this shoe, well, it's not the most stable one. I'm sure you can get some more stable shoes, or post your comments below, but this is for me like the optimum. Not too much of a motorcycle shoe, but also not a regular shoe where you have just pretty much no protection here on your toes.
Ну, для меня, говорит, прям идеальные.
Shoes from Alpine Stars, or post your comments below, but this is for me like the optimum. Not too much of a motorcycle shoe, but also not a regular shoe where you have just pretty much no protection here on your toes. Toes, really important. It's really easy to put on with this zipper on the side. So these shoes really awesome for around 100 euros, something like that. Can't go wrong. Can't go wrong with them, really. Side. So these shoes really awesome for around 100 euros, something like that. Can't go wrong. And the last thing on my list is...
Так, 21-я, последняя позиция в списке. Srogi Czyściciel.
Polish product. Srogi płyn do czyszczenia.
Ну ладно, я не буду произносить. У меня все равно не получается.
Just some cleaning supply for your EUC. I guess,
Чистящее средство для моноколеса это.
They sent it to me for free. To check out. I think it works well. Is it any better than any other regular cleaning supply? I don't know. But it's worked well. I thought I would just mention it because it's a product, especially for PV, so I thought that's kind of cool. Also got it with some microfiber cloth and like a rubber cover. So that's cool. And yeah, with that said, I think those are the 21 things. So let me know what products do you have as an electric unicycle rider.
Ну, в общем, какое-то, видимо, хорошее средство чистящее. Не знаю, почему он его решил показать.
Let me know what you want to get. And if you're still here, leave a like on the video, subscribe to see more content like this. I'll see you in the next video. See you soon.
Все говорит. Спасибо за просмотр, подписывайтесь на его канал, ставьте лайки. Я ссылку на его видео оставлю под этим видео. Можете пройти, лайкануть ему. Всем пока.